Rush TBR for 2019. The Reading Rush is a booktube-wide readathon that happens every year. It used to be called the Booktubeathon, and this is my first year participating in it. I've watched all the videos from the previous years, but I never really took part in it because it was a little intimidating and I just didn't have time, and I never really caught up with my video schedule, so it just was too much. But this year I'm going to tackle my TBR and I'm going to be part of this, and it's going to be really fun. This year the Booktubeathon / Reading Rush is super cool because there is a website where you can earn badges and connect with other people, create your own profile, post your TBR online. It's really fun and really cool, and I will link my profile down below in the description box. You guys can go and be friends with me and follow my reading path, and I can follow yours. It wouldn't be a readathon without some reading challenges. So each book on my TBR falls under a challenge title and completes that challenge. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first challenge is to read one book in the same place the entire time. I don't know where I'm reading the book yet, but the book that I'm reading for this challenge is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I am reading this book with one of my friends this month as kind of a book club with her, and I haven't started it, and July is almost over. It's a little scary, so I decided that I was going to add this into the Booktubeathon / Reading Rush because it's a pretty massive book and I need to get it finished. So it's an excuse to do so. Because that book is so massive, at least for reading it in 1 week, I decided to use some smaller books for the rest of the challenges. The next challenge is, let's check, the book you wanted to read last year. So I started the series last year and I wanted to finish it because it is quite a short series book-wise, like the pages aren't incredibly long. So the book that I'm doing for this challenge is The Woman Who Rides Like a Man by Tamara Pierce. This is book 3 in her Alana the Lioness series, and these books are read pretty quickly. I go through them very fast, and it's just a very good series and I really want to finish it. The series is about a girl who wants to be a knight, but of course she's a girl, so that doesn't really work, but she won't take no for an answer, so she goes to the school where you learn how to be a knight, and the story escalates from there. She goes through a lot of challenges, and it's obviously not easy, but she is pretty hardcore and knows what she wants, which is really cool and empowering, and I would definitely recommend the series to anyone who loves medieval literature, like the topic of medievalism, like knights and that kind of thing, or strong female characters. Right here. The next challenge is to read a book with a non-human main character. For this challenge, I'm using The Tale of Piglet. Sorry, this book is bright. This is the second book in Benjamin Hoff's series. I don't know what the series is called, but the first book is The Tao of Pooh, which is super cute, and this is more of a philosophy book, but the main character is Piglet, who's obviously not human, so it fits under the challenge, and it is a rather short book. Pages aren't very full either. The lighting is crazy. So, and I've been really wanting to read this book also since last year, so this also falls under the challenge that I mentioned before this. The next challenge is to read a book with 5 or more words in the title. For this, I am using Douglas Adams' The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because I haven't read this book yet, which is crazy. Everyone has read this book that I know. Not really, but pretty much. So I'm really excited to read this. It's also very short, and people rave about this all the time, so I'm excited to find out what they're so excited about. Another challenge is to read a book with purple on the cover, and for this I'm using Sonnets by William Shakespeare. There is purple on the cover. All the letters and flowers are outlined in purple, and I can't really decide if this book itself is purple as well or if it's more of a navy blue, but regardless, there's purple on here. I'm also a very huge Shakespeare nerd, so I'm surprised at myself that I haven't read this book yet. So it's time to read it. Like most of the books on my TBR, it's time. It's also not going to be very long because there's sonnets, there's poetry. But I also really want to dig into them and analyze them and make annotations in the book with pencil. Don't worry, don't go crazy. So I'm really excited to read this as well. The last book on my TBR is J.K. Rowling's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This book could also fall under the 5 words or more category and the book I wanted to read last year category, but I'm using this to fulfill the book to movie adaptation challenge. I'm going to try to find the movie and watch it as well once I've read the book, but even if not, it's still a great book. I really want to read this and then catch up on all my Harry Potter because Crimes of Grindelwald came out and I haven't read it. I don't even own the book yet. So, this. There are also 2 more challenges that I'm not fulfilling because for one challenge I don't know what book to use because I don't think I own a book that works for this challenge. The challenge is to read an author's first book, and I've checked on my bookshelves and I don't think I own a book that is an author's first book that I haven't read or that's reasonable to do in this week. If I find something, I will add it to my vlogs for the Reading Rush because I will be daily vlogging, or trying to at least. I've decided to do a weekly vlog, so that'll be that. And then there's also the bonus challenge to read 7 books in 7 days, but I really don't think that I can do that. I'm also doing Camp NaNoWriMo at the same time, so go check out my Camp NaNoWriMo vlogs at the same time. It's shameless self-promo. So I'm going to be very busy next week, and I don't think I can do 7 books. If I do end up doing 7 books, it'll be a plus. So that is my TBR for Reading Rush 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video and look out for my vlogs in the future where I read these books and talk about them and probably struggle pretty hard because this is a lot of pages in 1 week. But I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye! I'm not gonna sleep next week. I think that's the ultimate goal. No sleep, only reading. Sounds reasonable, right?